was going to say, and I see Full-Time Dream coming in. I have been moving this thing all over the house, so I am kind of out of whack. Thank you guys for coming to the premiere. Hi, Bree. Not sure, Timbo, I think you were here before, so not sure if you are back yet. I am going to try and see if I can find this on the phone again. For whatever reason, it is not showing up in my YouTube, which seems really weird. What you eating for breakfast today, Bree? Hi, Marshall. Oh, there's Timbo coming back. I don't know. That music, I need to change it because it makes me dancy. And I don't think anybody wants to see me dance. Lance is doing a live in 2.5 hours. To whoever mentioned that. He is going on at 5. To whoever mentioned. And I'm going to turn that off so I don't have to hear myself. Hi, Kathleen. No, I am not going to bust a move, Marshall. I am actually going to go off an hour before Lance goes live. But we do have a raid. And I don't think she's in here. She's fairly new to live streaming as well. Her name is Karen from In the Kitchen with Karen. And I should have had this done before, but I didn't think about it. Sorry. Okay. I will share that. No, Kathleen, he is going on his own live at 5 p.m. Eastern. But you know, he's addicted. Totally addicted. I can't say much though, because how often am I not in a live stream? Hi, Roy and Becky. Yeah, sorry, I couldn't see my own live in YouTube. So I'm not sure quite what that is all about. And you know, I don't really have a ton that I am like really doing today. I am cleaning out my freezer, as you saw earlier. And according to the Magic 8 Ball in my premiere, it is never going to thaw. Hi, Patrick. So like, I don't know, is that one of those things that like, could I just take a hairdryer to it and make it thaw faster? Hi, Paula. And I am dropping the link in case anybody wants to come up and chat with me today. If you guys want, I can like take us on a field trip to see more snow, but I know those of us from up north probably don't really want to see more snow. I was going to say, the worst part about that is I'm going to have to shovel that in order for somebody to deliver groceries. Thanks, Solex. Typically these days it is braided. It just is easier to deal with. It's not in my way. I do love milk. And in case you guys haven't seen these jars, I absolutely love them. They're 1.5 pints. So this is the 2-cup line, right? Pretty much where it's at. They're like marketed for canning like asparagus and stuff like that. I don't actually know how much I got, Patrick. I don't drink moose milk. I'm not on the right side of the border for that, and Paula hasn't sent me any. Timbo, I'm glad that it wasn't me. Is that horrible? I don't have a steamer. I just gave my steamer away last month. Yeah, no, it's a decent sized glass. It's actually sort of a perfect size for like smoothies. With the wide mouth on it, I can just put my immersion blender in, and it's, not nearly as big as like using a quart jar. $5 gallons a week. I kind of miss those days. So when my kids are not home, all right, let's see here. I had 3 gallons of milk in the house when the kids weren't home. And I think I'm on the last gallon, and it's only Tuesday. I think. I know it's Tuesday, but I think I had 3 gallons when they left Friday night. And fireplace is a good place to stay, Kathleen. Is this what? So I normally get I don't actually have any issues with kidney stones. But like I buy filtered water from the store, and it makes me itch and gives me hives. So, oh my word, Troy. So, fun fact, my mom's side of the family has been dairy farmers for years. When my kids were in elementary school, one of their teachers, I think it was one of their teachers, it may have just been somebody working in the cafeteria, actually tried to convince one of my kids that chocolate milk comes from brown cows. Now, if they had not been in the milk parlor a week earlier and sat there and watched them milk a Jersey cow and saw, like, so my uncle's parlor has like glass things that holds the milk for each cow. That way, like if that animal is like on medications of some sort or whatever, they still have to milk them, but then that way they can dump the milk before it goes in the tank. But anyway, so it was pretty obvious, okay, this is a brown cow, this is white milk, it's not milking chocolate milk. And they went around on that at work, at school, like to the point that I actually got comments the next time I was in the school because it had happened. I didn't hear about that from my kid. All right, and you guys are giving me advice on a freezer, and I'm sitting here ranting about chocolate milk coming from brown cows. I don't know what it's doing as far as cholesterol. I don't think I have cholesterol problems. It's probably causing more hormone issues, but the water giving me hives just doesn't sound appealing either. Spring is not canceled yet. I'm not giving up hope. We have like what, 5 more weeks? And it will officially be spring. Buy a Berkey. I have thought about it. It's a kind of a large investment for a might help, might not. Kevin from 30 and a Wake Up has a Sport Berkey, which is a plastic water bottle that has a Berkey filter in it. I would like to learn some more about that because I'm trying to figure out, I don't like plastic, generally speaking. I mean, it's not that I've got plastic in my house, obviously, but if like it has to sit there for an extended amount of time to filter in the plastic, probably not. But if I could like put the water in, turn it upside down, and have it filter into a glass jar to hold it, I will probably try that before I buy the Berkey that I want. Which I would like to get the travel Berkey, which is, it's short enough, it should fit underneath a cabinet. And the one that seems to be fairly popular in RVs, just based on the size. And incidentally, we are actually trying to cut out dairy in the rest of our food. Just because my daughter's not been doing so well with it. And my chat jumped, guys. I am sorry. Where was I at? All right. Marshall's doctor told him to lay off the milk because of the cholesterol. Hi, Shar. I like that I've got enough people coming in and out that you guys can talk to each other now. That makes me happy. So the steam freezing makes sense if the freezer was on, but there's nothing that would be making it cold at this point. Kathleen, can I be on a fly on the wall for that conversation with Mother Nature? Okay, so I don't completely buy that excuse, Roy and Becky, because I have too many fridges in my kitchen. That's what we use. I can fit 4 gallons of milk in one fridge at once. And actually, in the one, if I had it more cleaned out, I could probably fit 5. Okay, a year ago, I didn't know what the word furloughed meant. That is not funny, Troy. You just got you brown cow milk. Does that mean it's chocolate, or does that mean you actually got it from a brown cow, Shar? I'm sorry. I don't know that I've know you well enough to know if you have a homestead that you would actually know what color the cow was. My son eats tons of cheese, which is just insane. But he doesn't seem to have any issue with it. I was going to say, and I do have this pot here always has water boiling in it. I know that's not great for humidity and stuff in RVs, but I live in a trailer, so it helps it helps it feel warm in here. Okay, Troy. Number one, I don't have an ice pick. We have on occasion when need be. Um, um, Hi.
Hi. Messy hair here. Holy moly.
See, I put on a dark colored shirt so you just can't see the hair going everywhere.
Ah, ah.
Um,
I thought I was going to sleep better last night from all the housework you and I did, and it didn't. I kept waking up still.
are you serious?
Mm, like, how many hours straight of housework were we doing, like, including floors, everything? And I'm like, why
Like
am I
sick.
not sleeping?
I was gonna say I did sleep better.
Well, that's good. Oh
Um,
yeah, I'm tired today and my eyes are tired, so I was working and wearing my glasses. Oops. Dressed for business in my hoodie. This is my Bob's Adventure one I bought long time ago.
oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm freezing. Hey guys.
All right. Okay, so Kathleen, I will put a pan with water in it in the freezer as soon as we are done here. And Patrick, we're warmer in Indiana than they are down south too, because we are not negative. I'm not sure what we are, but we just aren't. I might go the stock pot route so that it's metal on the Berkey thing, and my battery is low.
You have to make sure that you use a stainless steel if you're
Yeah,
gonna
like
make your own jerky.
I was gonna say, I'm planning on using buckets for sink, like a pump sink type thing.
Mm-hmm.
I hate to do this to you, Paula.
You
I will
gotta.
be right back.
Oh, you're gonna leave me chatting?
Yes, because I have to
Okay.
go grab my plug-in, or I won't be here in about 2 minutes.
Sounds good. Actually, Kathleen just made a comment that I wanted to bring up today. She asked if anybody watched Chrome's video, how not to van life in the winter. I just finished watching that and I'm like, it is a beautiful, well done video of the problems basically that I was experiencing as well. I mean, his vehicle did start, except it made that noise. So then he was concerned, but you know, he's been doing van life for over 3 years and he still had so many of the same problems that I had when I went to try to catch a northern lights at night, right? You get stranded out in that extreme cold and it drains your batteries faster. Um, it's your propane doesn't work the same. So I would really recommend everybody here check out Chrome's video today in particular, because it really does explain the problems. Like, he didn't even know where to plug in his van because he's out in Vancouver and it never gets as cold as it does where I live. So it was, I really appreciated that he put that out there. Not that I'm sorry that it had happened to him, but like, thank goodness for him too. Just like me, he was in a place that he still had cell service. Another thing that's better for him than me is he is covered by BCA, which is the same as CAA, AAA. Whereas my unit, because it's an E450, it's not a light duty anymore. So even if I register it as an RV, it's not covered for a tow or a boost. But he did mention too, he learned that he also has to have his insured as an RV because he lives in it. So that's an important thing for people to know what they're paying for that extra insurance coverage.
Did you ever figure out the whole CAA thing for the ambulance? Do you have a plan in case something happens again?
Nope, not if I keep this one. If I had an E350, I'd be fine, but I have an E450, which puts it into the heavy duty category. And so when I had talked to CAA, they said it doesn't matter if it's an RV or not. Like, if I get it registered as an RV, the engine's still too heavy, which, you know, I kind of feel like is a crock, because how can a great big motorhome not be as difficult to tow and deal with as my ambulance? I mean, I know I'm heavy, but Yeah, it's weird. So that's why I'm not eligible for all of that stuff. I thought I would be when I bought the ambulance, but I didn't know any different.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, if you're heavy duty, you're screwed.
A couple things from chat. I probably could use an ice scraper, but my ice scraper is in my car, and the last time I went out, I may have sort of broken it.
Megan, if you keep it open and put that boiling water in there, like they said, you're fine. It's gonna thaw super fast. Like super fast. Once the frost starts to fall, you just pick it out and it's all done. Right. So Lex, there is too many regulations. Too many regulations. And I was trying to think, who do I get for my insurance? That is going to cover me, and they're all like what big trucking companies and stuff use. Well, big trucking companies claim that expense, right? So I don't know. And I mean, for those that are in the US, I guess I should explain better. Like my vehicle is plated and I do have regular vehicle insurance. I don't have that extra plan that covers a boost or a tow or things like that. And my vehicle's expensive to tow. Although I can say it on this channel now, but I couldn't say it on mine because I didn't want that particular person to get in trouble. But the tow truck driver that had come out, I had to call a tow truck to come out for a boost anyways when I was stranded. I was also out there again the next day with my own vehicle because I didn't know how to boost it. Now I know how to boost it, but he put it through as my car. So I actually did not have to pay the $100 for the boot, $100 an hour for his time, 60 for the boost, and then mileage.
Nice.
It would have cost me a couple $100 just to have gotten boosted by him, but he did put it through as my car. But this is what I did, you guys. Because I still had service, I looked up really quickly which tow truck companies are CAA. And then I called him directly and said my situation. And he didn't sound like he was going to bend any rules at all. And then once he came out and saw things and met me and stuff, then yeah, he adjusted it a bit. So I was like, oh, he saved me so much money. So when I did that video saying all my blessings after, I couldn't say that one because I didn't want to get him in trouble.
Well, that was really sweet of him to do that, though.
Exactly. It was amazing. But that's what, anytime now I do get stuck, I'm going to call the companies for like that would tow me myself first and just even see if there's an arrangement I can make, or I pay a little extra or whatever it is, but to get any of it covered.
Yeah.
I mean, because people are good, right? So yeah, I think that's what I will do. Hopefully it'll never happen again, but who am I kidding?
I was going to say, but make a plan so you have numbers and stuff that you can call, even if your internet portion is not working right.
But one thing that's good for me now, Megan, is like when I was watching Chrome's, he was like, well, if I could plug in my block heater, he goes, I could plug it to my house batteries in the back. Well, I don't think he was realizing because he ended up losing power. Anyways, that cold drains your batteries like that, whether you're using the power or not. But now because I got that little generator and a battery charger from Badge and L, now if that happened to me again, I just connect that directly to my battery to charge my battery and go. But yeah, you need, if you're gonna van life in the winter, you need so many backup plans.
I was gonna say they say 3 is 2 and 2 is 1, so definitely need the backups.
Yeah.
Solex had asked me about freezer burn and using paper or plastic. I typically actually freeze in glass. I mean, if I buy fruit and veggie type stuff, it is in plastic. The meat is wrapped in plastic and then paper. So it's both. I'm not really sure what else you
Megan,
meant.
is that because you wrap everything yourself before you freeze it? Because I know if I buy stuff that's frozen from the grocery store and it's in a regular bag, that stuff gets freezer burnt if I leave it in there too long. But I know when a person buys like a side of beef or something, the way that's wrapped, that never gets freezer burnt. That stuff's great forever in the freezer.
Yeah, so I actually buy my beef from the butcher. So my uncles, I don't know, probably hours ago now, took in 2 animals that I scheduled when I called in my cut list in June. And so when they wrap it, there's no air in there to really freezer burn, and it's wrapped in plastic and then in paper.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's taped and labeled with a stamp as to what it is. I did a couple things off their cut list this time, and I'm kind of excited. I need to make a couple phone calls though, because I don't actually have the smoker to do this. And fair warning, if anybody in here actually has histamine issues, smoking meat is not a good idea. It is a low, slow process, so definitely lots of histamine development, but it tastes so freaking good. I actually got them to, like, it's not on their regular cut list at Sailors, but I am just getting the brisket as a brisket. And then I have a friend up in Michigan whose boyfriend likes to smoke meat. It's kind of odd. He is doing all of the meat stuff with the smoker, and she is a vegetarian. I don't know, but he can smoke some meat very well. I've been going to her mom's house for like Christmas and stuff the last couple years, before everything, and he'll do brisket for that. So, and then I also got skirt steak.
Cool. Oh yeah, I should get some meat packs, but I gotta wait a while on that. So Roy and Becky says they heard that someone in Texas froze a van lifer, and you know what? That makes sense to me too, because they're not protected for the cold. And if you're out boondocking and your vehicle doesn't start, and lots of times where a person's getting the best boondocking spots, there's no service.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's too bad. That's really too bad. You know, I actually just joined a Facebook group of van lifers in my province. I didn't realize there had been one. And so I think I'm going to try to get a hold of some of them, because there's quite a few of them that do full time, and see how they survive our extreme cold, and maybe see if they'll let me interview them.
That would be cool.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was going to say, if they're successfully doing this, it definitely would. Because, like, I mean, Badge and Elle have a really nice setup with the wood stove and all, but if you're mobile, that's not really going to work real well, is it?
No, it's different. So I think they're going to know any other little things that can happen that you don't realize until you experience it, right? So hopefully that'll be some great learning.
Yeah.
Smoked salmon is good too, Megan. Oh, candied salmon's really good.
I am not a salmon fan. All right, guys, my chat jumped, and I'm just going to say it is what it is. So if there were any questions that I missed or anything that you wanted me to say or see, put it in again. Yes, I absolutely love Sailors, Roy and Becky. Absolutely love their meat. Well, I was going to say, I guess it's not their meat. They're the ones that are butchering it.
Kathleen's like, it's hard to light the meat when they're trying to smoke it. Someone sounds like they dipped it in the moose milk already this morning.
Yes.
This afternoon. It's afternoon. It's almost 2.
It's almost 3 here.
Crazy.
I was going to say, so are you on lunch break or what are you doing?
It's kind of lunch/afternoon coffee break, right? It just, you fit it in whenever you have time. So, yeah. And I didn't make myself waffles this time for lunch. I ate 2 apples. You guys should have seen Megan and I are doing our FaceTiming, and I'm like, I went to get coffee, and then I went to make pancakes. And you know, when you have the first pancake you make, it always turns out like crap. I was like, I don't have time for this today. So I pulled up my waffle maker and made waffles. Then I cleaned my stove.
It's your paradigm.
What?
It's not that it turns out crappy. It's just scrambled pancake.
I don't want scrambled pancakes.
But it holds the syrup so much better.
Dale Bruce, yes, there actually is such thing as moose milk. But what I have is a moose milk liqueur that has been made by a company. But it has apparently a really long history. But I will be making moose milk at some point on my live stream. Oh, I gotta write that down. I started making myself a bucket list for this year, just for 2021, because it's supposed to be an epic year, right?
And apparently my hands are cold.
I really didn't want to get out of bed this morning. My bed was super comfy and warm. Like, it's so cold out because, you know, my house is like a 60s house. There's the odd little draft here and there's a couple windows still need to be replaced yet. So the heat is cranked hotter than it actually is in here.
So apparently apples are worse than like chili and sweethearts. I'm at 109 on one apple and peanut butter.
There's got to be something wrong. When you pretty much ate pure sugar, you didn't score as high as you had natural sugars?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Okay, sorry guys. So I am taking a class. So you guys know that I have food issues. And the functional doctor that told me about histamine intolerance decided to do a class this year. And the first quarter, we're supposed to be figuring out like what is a good diet for us. And most of it, she definitely advocates paleo. But then like that's when I was doing well on that, then I started having other issues. So it kind of scares me. And then with my water versus milk issue, that's problematic. So I haven't done a lot of it, but I have started testing blood sugar when I eat certain things, trying to figure out what raises my blood sugar. And apparently an apple with peanut butter raises it more than like a quarter of a bag of the Sweethearts candies.
Well, I guess we have to focus on at least there's some nutritional value in peanut butter and an apple that isn't in the candies. Or else I'd just eat candy. No, just kidding. The candies wouldn't fill me up like an apple and peanut butter.
I was going to say, and they're kind of hard on the teeth.
Oh, Dale says that the natural sugars actually hit your blood glucose much faster than the table sugar. So yeah, I wonder if you tested it again, I don't know, how, another period of time after, just to see which, how it affects over a little bit of a longer term. That'd be interesting.
I was going to say
videos on it.
Right now, I've been testing it 2 hours. So my only problem with doing that over and over and over again is I have to poke myself every time I do it.
Kathleen put a recipe for moose milk in there, and that one's even different than all the ones I've already found so far. There's so many versions of that recipe.
Well, you're going to have to try them all so you can determine which one's the best, right?
Well, they sound like they're all going to be good because they all have ice cream in them. But I have to come up with a variation that doesn't have ice cream, because when I'm on the road, if I want to make it for people, I'm not carrying ice cream around with me.
Right?
Yeah.
I was going to say, I wanted to address the whole question about smoked salmon. So the only smoked salmon I have had was made in the butcher shop kitchen of the casino I worked at. And the spices that they put on it contained either coriander or cilantro, which I react to. So every time I had the smoked salmon or tried it, I would wind up with a massive headache. That's why I don't like smoked salmon. Not because it didn't taste good. I agree with you, Brie. I think it's probably very much like Irish cream.
Yeah, yeah. It's got I mean, a little bit of different flavor, but that idea is very, very similar.
Interesting. I shouldn't eat saltines anyways, Dale, but just because of the gluten.
Well, then you definitely don't want my bread, because I actually bought bread flour, and I was like, I wonder what the difference is. It's got more gluten.
A lot of times they will actually add gluten to bread to help with the texture.
Yeah.
I actually have a fairly decent gluten-free bread recipe. It's just a pain to make because, you know, and I don't really miss bread all that much anymore. I miss bagels to some degree because gluten-free bagels just aren't quite the same.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't taken the time to learn how to make them.
I don't miss bread until I tell myself I can't have any.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only time I desperately want a sandwich. Like, if I try to, do more of the vegetables and proteins and less of that other kind of stuff, all of a sudden I think I want bread.
To some degree, like if you're cutting out a lot of carbs, there's actually science behind that as to why you start craving it, especially if you have any like candida issues and stuff like that. Um,
What is this? A glass of molasses tea. It gives your hair back its natural color. Good. I could use some. I've been checking, Megan. When I pull my hair back like this, it's getting really light in here.
I was going to say, I was just reading that and I'm going, what on earth is molasses tea?
We have to get Solex to make a video on it, Megan, so we can watch and see if we want to try it. I've never actually bought molasses. Have you?
Yeah.
Oh, she has it right handy, of course.
Oh, maybe I don't have it right handy. Oh, no, wrong shelf.
Is it as slow as molasses? Like, is it really slow to pour? I've never seen it in real life.
I don't know. I've never poured it.
It's just there for looks. Molasses never used it.
You didn't say I had to have used it. I did sweeten something with it once. I bought it because we would like to make molasses cookies.
Well, that's good. If Solex makes a video on how to make the tea, you can make the tea and do your review of it.
I'll try almost anything once.
Well, then I'll know if I want to buy molasses or not.
I was going to say, I can point you to some recipes on a Pinterest board that have molasses cookies. I'm not sure which one of them I have tried, but they are good.
Too much work. You and Kathleen like to cook. That is not for me. My bread is a bread maker recipe. Thank you very much. So if you guys thought I was actually kneading dough and stuff, nope. I'm impressed with myself just for doing it with the bread maker. But it sure makes the house smell good.
Oh, I was going to say, see, makes the house smell good. Yeah, but then I'm going to get hungry and want to eat it. That was my issue the other night. I put the ribs in the oven and because like I did not like Instapot ribs when I made them.
Mm-hmm.
I tried. They were yucky. So I, silly me, I didn't get them out. So then I waited until it was like right before bed before I could get the piece of plastic out from in between the pieces.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, okay, I'll just stick them in here overnight and it'll be fine. The cats had me up like every hour and a half fighting because they could smell the freaking ribs. And then the whole next day, I ate them over the course of a day. And it was like they're just like constantly bickering. I want some. No, I want some. No, I.
It's like having children.
Yes, toddlers.
That was a nice thing, only having one. I never had to listen to fighting. Oh, yes, fresh bread, hot out of the oven. A little bit of butter. Hey, Robertson's Belly Acres. Hello, hello.
Hi, guys.
I'm going to have to check that channel out.
They have actually just moved. They downsized. I was going to say, and I need to check because I haven't been getting notifications on you guys lately. And
Well,
I can't believe that you did not actually put. I can't believe you would have quit completely putting out videos.
I got your notifications today because remember before I was unsubbed, and then I think 2 weeks ago, thank goodness I know Ray's live streams were just before me, and I went and looked and I was unsubbed again. I'm like, what in the heck is going on?
All right, so it looks like I'm subbed, but then it's not giving me any notifications. I don't know. The bell is rung now.
I'll have to go. Bell.
I'm sitting there going, I'm not pinpointing anything since your daughter got married.
Who are you chatting to? I'm reading the comments.
Troy, you are not even right. If any of my mods are in here, if you could drop Paula's link, that would be awesome.
I'm also a really fabulous moderator for Megan when I show up.
I'm doing the lives during the day and you're at work.
I know. Yeah, I should probably get down from here and go back to work. Dang. Oh well.
That doesn't sound like fun though.
No. But yesterday I did. Oh no, yesterday was a holiday. I don't have to feel guilty for all the housework I did during the day instead of working. It was a day off.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what are you talking about?
Because I'm at home, I keep forgetting that it was a stat holiday. Well, I forgot today. Maybe it's just because I didn't sleep very well. That's got to be it. Maybe I need a nap.
It throws your days off too, though. I mean, yeah. Because that theoretically should have been Sunday.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Dale, that pesky work interferes with everything. All right, Megan. Well, thank you for having me up. I'll have you running in the background so I can hear what's going on.
Awesome. Thanks for stopping by, Paula.
Bye.
Okay. And I will drop the link again if anybody else wants to come up. Oh, wow. I didn't even know you guys had the virus. Hopefully you are doing better now. Sorry, Dale. You should have known that was going to happen. We always wind up talking food. I'm not sure, Solex, what you're referring to. See, so I actually don't have animals. I live in a trailer park, but I am picking up a quarter later this week. My uncles have a farm, so they finally decided they would sell meat to family members. And So I am getting a quarter because that's what will fit in my freezer. And then they have extra space in their freezer that they will be putting the other quarter, which will hopefully get me through. It will probably more than get me through until next January, when they were able to get on the schedule again. Because, yeah, we are just scheduled out that far on all of the small processing places. Okay, yes, I do have two fur babies that are definitely pets rather than livestock. I'm not going to put them in freezer camp. Kathleen, oh my word. How much do you guys raise however long? Okay, Doreen. I was kind of in and out when you guys were talking about that. As far as the live streams tonight, do you have plans on another live stream coming up this week? And that's actually, so I was aiming for every 6 months. And the way it worked out, so I scheduled the first animal. I got 3 quarters sold, and then I bought a quarter, and I scheduled that in early May, I think May 10th. And I got a June 15th date last year, I think it was. See you later, Marshall. And then when I called in with my cut list in early June for that one, I wound up scheduling. I asked when they were scheduling at that point, and it was February. So thankfully, the guy's like, do you want to schedule 2 just in case? And I'm like, sure, why not? Because, worst case scenario, they cancel it. And I am so thankful that he did, because so it was 4 or 5 days after I scheduled, my brother scheduled one, and he picked up the week of Thanksgiving. And then, of course, I'll pick up this week. And it was probably 3 or 4 weeks ago. The guys called and said, we tried to schedule another one. And, I had asked about, late summer, early fall. And they're like, we weren't able to get one scheduled before January. So, that's what we are doing with that. I agree, Doreen. I'm not a huge fan of doing lives and just sitting and talking to the camera, which is why I'm looking everywhere other than the camera. So I'm sorry, guys. I know people like to be looked in the eye. I just think I look creepy. I actually just had frost fall off of my freezer and into it. I hope hopefully it won't freeze again. You have 10 house animals. Yeah, no. 6 pigs each time. Wow. I was going to say, I know that I had one uncle that when they were scheduling for me and my brother, and they realized how far out it was. They realized they were low on pork. They scheduled two hogs for like a week and a half later because those weren't scheduled out quite as far yet. He didn't even have hogs. Like, I mean, it was like, okay, can you guys schedule 2 animals and got the date? When do they need to be there? And then started calling around to other people they knew had pigs. And it's like, okay, are they ready? You know, it was literally pick it up and take it to the butcher. I don't think they even set in a pen for a day or two. But I feel like I look creepy, Dale. New York. My kids have family in New York. Kind of spread all over the state, actually. None of them in the city. Okay, this is driving me nuts. So, Robertson's Belly Acres. I know that's your last name. What are your first names? And then Thomas Schmidt, is it actually Thomas is your name? I'm not in lives with you guys nearly as much. I typically go by first names just because I can't tag people, so. Yeah, luckily, my cats still try and get out. They have not historically been indoor cats. They've been indoor, outdoor. And they don't understand the falling ice by any means. Charlie, he was still little in the winter, and so he actually really likes the snow. And yet, Troy, I suppose if I went a few miles north, it would mean something else too, but it is still farm country. So maybe in context. Rusty and Rachel. Okay. I'm like, I know it's something with R, but I could not come up with it. Okay. Rusty and Rachel. Are you both there, or am I talking to one or the other of you? I'm just full of all sorts of questions today. I have 2 cats. Pinga is, let's see here. My daughter is 14, so she will actually be 14 towards the end of March. And then Charlie, I believe, is 8. Will be 9 in September. I was going to say, my uncles are probably more like you guys. They typically had 2 or 3 around the house and then about 100 out at the barn until they quit milking. A lot of those, unfortunately, did not make it through the winter when they were not getting dumped milk. So, because they'd do some regular cat food, but most of the time it was milk that they had to dump would go to the cats. And I find it interesting that you swap with your Amish neighbors. We have a lot of Amish in our area, but it seems like the people I know that live next to them or have a tendency to work with them and stuff like that, they don't make those trades outside of the Amish community here for some reason. So how do you determine if a cat is getting rescued from outside if you have 20 outside and then a bunch inside? Or is it just whoever runs in? Hi, Kevin. Oh, dog. Okay. I suppose that's fair. Kevin, do you want to come up and talk about M21 at all? I am grabbing a link. One second and I will be right back. All right. Most definitely, Troy. So, like for instance, I'm paying my uncles $2 a pound, and then I also pay the processing on top of that, and that seems to be fairly normal pricing in our areas. Whereas, like, if I was to buy a similar quality of meat in a store, I'd be looking at $5 or $6 a pound. And then if you factor in the fact that when you are able to do a cut list, you can get, like on what I'm picking up, well, and obviously I'll kind of sort it so I have some over the next year. But like, well, that will include T-bone steaks, porterhouse steaks, rolled rump roasts, and, you know, a full brisket. And, you know, a brisket, for me to buy it at the store, I think, number one, there's not a whole lot of places I can do that. But when I've priced them at GFS, it's typically $70 or $80. And I think it was like 12 or 15 pounds, maybe. I'm not sure. Yeah, Kathleen, at the farm, they technically don't have any house cats. There's a couple that will hang out on the back porch, which is like a closed-in porch. And they do help keep critters down, but they don't allow cats inside. But yeah, so since you pay for the same amount for any of the meat, no matter what the cut, my steaks are going to be the same price per pound as my ground beef. And none of them are outrageously expensive, and it's better quality meat. That, I was going to say, that's really encouraging to me, Kathleen, because it's one of those things where I always wonder if it's just they haven't gotten to know the neighbors type of thing, or because it seems like a lot of people around here don't. I know I don't know my neighbors. I couldn't even tell you what their names are. The kids are more friendly than the parents. But even they, for a long time, weren't allowed to play like with my kids because I'm a single mom, and in their culture, they just don't like that. So, okay. I don't like it when StreamYard jumps. Sorry, Daryl. And I'm not cooking really anything today. I've got chili that I pulled out to heat up when I get off here. Oh yeah, the beef prices at the grocery stores is insane. To buy like a roast or even like the beef that I had started using to make the beef and broccoli that I make, you know, it's like it comes out to like 550-ish per pack. And it's usually only about a pound a piece, but that's a lot. And that's at a grocery store that's on the cheap side. Sorry about the chickens, Brie. Could you sing them baby shark songs and get them to produce a little more? Yeah, I was gonna say she had to talk to us about fresh bread. I'm yeah, I might have to do that. I've got all the ingredients for it. Um, or something I could substitute if I don't have. Okay, so I am not a chicken person. Like, I guess back before I was born, they had chickens, but they haven't had chickens, since I've been around. So I've never really been around chickens. I know that the light affects them. Does the cold also affect them? Or is it just a time of year and they just kind of... That was not very nice, Solex. Not nice at all. Because now I want nachos. Actually, that is not what I want. I want poutine. That is what I would like. Okay, so you got 4 eggs yesterday. How many chickens do you have? But it's Brie. I had to mention Baby Shark. Okay. So if it is, what do they constitute as cold? Like, I mean, it's cold and snowy, but obviously, like, I mean, Texas is below 0 temperatures and they aren't normally. Does that kind of stuff throw them off? Yeah, okay, so you only have 3, so 1 or 2 is not bad. Oh, not good, Kevin. Okay, so when Kevin came in case you're unaware, I did drop the M21 link in case anybody is interested. That goes to his website on the page about M21. M21 is going to be a meetup in I would say it's sort of the east side of the bottom part of Michigan. Sorry, guys. I don't actually live in Michigan, so I don't have to know where on the hand it is. Okay, so they like temperatures like me, because I would be happy with above 50. Um, Kathleen, why are you plugging your ears and covering your eyes? I'm completely lost. All right, so anyway, it is a meetup in Michigan. There is, I mean, it is at a campground, so if you have a unit, you could bring it. They also have cabin type stuff, and I believe they had tent camping. And I want to say for a fee, you can get in just for the day, because they have like a park type area as well. Oh, that. Yeah, sorry, Kathleen. Um, if you guys don't know Bree is TGIF, and I don't know, how did the whole song that shall not be named thing get started? I never did catch that. I agree, it is a catchy little tune that can be rather annoying. Oh, and then you pet a shark? Like, actually physically pet the shark? I don't know. I think I'd be getting to the point of agreeing with Roy on this one. My goal in life is to not become an animal turd. Uh, what your comment was about the chicken or the egg. Let me see if it will let me. All right. The egg came first at breakfast and the chicken came later at dinner. Okay. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. Dale, you're going to have to explain that one. What picture did Daryl let Lance see? According to the hen, it was the rooster. I was going to say, and now I'm just going to forever be trying to contemplate the whole chicken and egg question. I'd rather sing Baby Shark. Oh. Yeah. Well, I suppose Daryl can take that up with Lance when he goes live at 5. Oh, and guys, in case is that there? No, it's not there. The plan today, I believe it is pinned in a comment at the top. We are going to raid In the Kitchen with Karen. She's fairly new to live streaming. Let me come back over here. I was going to show you guys her channel in case you don't know who she is. Okay. Um, all right. So in the kitchen with Karen, she actually, this live right here, she made like these little caprese skewers, which looked really good. But it seems like she always has lots of food, like Philly cheesesteak nachos. Y'all are going to make me hungry for nachos. Oh, I guess I made myself hungry on this one. But she has some awesome food videos. Sorry, Kathleen. um, all right. So anyway, she has lots of interesting videos. This computer does not like me. I think it's because I don't use it to watch YouTube. But anyway, so we are going to rate her. She's going live at 4, and then Lance from Boondocking with Boomer is live at 5 p.m. Eastern today as well. Oh, this creamy artichoke chicken sounds good. Why am I making myself hungry? Asian cabbage noodle salad. I've got cabbage in here that needs used. Anywho. Yeah, I was gonna, so one thing I am thinking about doing, so I'm going to be doing a series, like this week I did the freezer thing. I didn't go super deep on the histamine stuff, but I was gonna say, a lot of you guys, it probably is completely irrelevant to. Where is my list at? Anyhow. I'm basically taking and cutting up my very first video, which was like a very boring 45 minutes or an hour about different options for food storage with when you have histamine intolerance. So the next few weeks, you'll see me doing things with like freeze-dried food. And if any of you have resources on using freeze-dried food, please, 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 please let me know. Type them in the comments. Send me an email. Like, I know Ray does freeze-dried meals, like when he's out boondocking various places. I can't use most of those meals just because of the stuff that is in them. But like I've bought ingredients, but when I like so far I've used them in omelets and I've used them in egg scramble type situations. And it's like this weird, like the outside will seem normal and then it's like you're biting into like the freeze-dried ice cream sandwich type situation and it's just, it doesn't make for a pleasant meal. So if anybody has resources on using freeze-dried foods, please let me know, because obviously I am not doing something right. But then I also, so like what I'm thinking is I will go through the different things that I went through as far as different types of storage I can use. And then I'll probably do one more specifically at MCAS and how that affects what I store. And then probably jump into a few on meal planning. I sat down and I was trying to figure out, okay, what things do I normally make? And I was compiling lists. So I've got a list here and a list there. I've got about 20 meals I make on a regular basis, and I had no idea it was that many because it seems like we just use the same rotation over and over and over again. uh, um, sorry, and it keeps jumping. So Dale says our views are no different than the rest of us. We all kind of weirdos, and I know I am a weirdo, so I get along with y'all. Yeah, I definitely claim weird. So the problem I'm having, Troy, is that even when I follow the instructions on how to reconstitute them before I cook them, they still only seem to wind up half reconstituted. So it's like normal, and then you have like a little bit of the foamy crunch like you would get from it still being freeze-dried. So it's just a little bit bizarre. Like I have no problem with like the diced onion or carrots if I toss them in, say, spaghetti sauce that came out too liquidy or something like that. Those always seem to just sort of disappear and be fine. But like say I try and use some of the meat or the peas. I'm trying to think what else I got. Oh, the celery too. And like I've used freeze-dried celery from the Amish grocery store and it's been fine throwing it in stuff like I would the carrots or the onions. But yeah, so even when I'm following the instructions on how to reconstitute, it only seems to half reconstitute. And Kathleen is not a fan of freeze-dried foods. Dale is incredibly correct on this. Normal is just a setting on the dryer. So yeah, I mean, if anybody has information, I've watched a couple channels. Like I see a lot of people stocking freeze-dried food, but I don't see a lot of people actually using freeze-dried food. So I would like to at least figure out how to use them. I keep sliding and I don't know why. Or go longer than the package says to reconstitute. So I have not tried the microwave, mainly because until recently the microwave was sitting behind where my computer is, unplugged. So I can try that. I can definitely try that and see if it helps. I have tried hot water. I have tried cold water. And I've left them sit for 30 to 35 minutes before. It's to some degree though, I'm trying to avoid letting it sit longer than necessary just because of the histamine situation. Really, Dale? Because like, you know, my kids actually liked the normal being a setting on the dryers thing. All right. I am going to remove that. So that's kind of what I'm looking at doing a bit into the future. So I don't know, probably got till the end of March before I get all of those little iterations done. Oh, about being a brat. We love you, Bree. Well, and see, that's just it. It's like I was dealing with this when we couldn't just, like, I mean, to get canned goods at the store, it was, hi, Fatima. It was getting difficult. You were limited to one or two at a time. At the time, I was still having a lot of issues with hives. So if I had more than one canned item in a meal, I would wind up with hives out of it. I am not at that point anymore. But at the same time, if I use canned goods in something, then I need everything else in the day to be lower because sort of, even though my bucket's not overflowing, it's still bringing the level up there, if that makes sense. So the thought I had was, okay, I can invest in like some of the Thrive stuff and whatnot. If the body was starving, freeze-dried would be lovely. Hey, Danny. Yeah, I suppose you have a point there. And like the stuff that Ray eats has seasoning and all that in it that I'm sure makes it taste much better. But that's often where the gluten, well, unless there's pasta in it, of course, and stuff typically. And like I found when I was looking at them, even if they were gluten-free, most of the time they would just contain spices. And if they were gluten-free, that typically meant they had rice and tended to be more on the Mexican side of things, which then I have to really be careful because cilantro, one bite of that, and I am down for 4 hours. With an incredibly light sensitive migraine, and that's just no fun. Hi, Lance. No worries. I saw something about the laws of physics, and I'm going, I didn't even pass physics. I dropped physics. The laws of physics: for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. We learn as we go as kids. Yeah, be careful. Be careful what you wish for, because you say one thing, they're going to remember it when it works for them. We don't have to ask where he's been. We know that he put out a video with lots of pictures on it. So I was going to say, for those of you that just stopped in, we are planning on raiding In the Kitchen with Karen in about 11 minutes. I did not see it. I have been live. I will check it out in a little while. Who's the channel? Do you want to hop up here? I learned about raising kids. Until you have raised kids, you don't know how. And once you have raised them, that knowledge is only applicable to your kids. Yeah, there's some generalities, though. Are you there?
Yeah. What's up? Haven't seen you in a long time. Where you been?
Oh, a little bit of here and a little bit of there and cleaning out my freezer. Which, guys, It does seem to be making lots of progress while I sit here and talk. So apparently I am full of hot air today.
No, but you know what? You got me doing the minimalistic thing now.
Really?
Last weekend I cleaned out my office here. I threw out everything I didn't absolutely positively need. And then that was Sunday. Then on Saturday I cleaned out one of my bedrooms of absolutely everything I didn't need. Literally.
Nice.
Yep. And I was just thinking about making minimalistic videos, and I think I got to start doing that.
Yeah, I am like 3 or 4 days behind on my Instagram stories.
Yeah.
Do
you have Facebook?
I do.
Okay, I'm gonna connect with you. Because my problem in Canada here is I can't text people. I got to email everybody because it costs a fortune to text people or call people in the States. But
yeah,
I know a lot of people on Facebook, and Facebook has that text messaging app, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say, and I am rarely ever on Facebook.
But if I sent you a quick text on Facebook, how soon would you get it? When you check it, like an hour or so or whatever.
So Facebook Messenger actually goes to my phone, and it is able to go to all of my phones.
So you get it right away if somebody texts you?
Yes. Whereas if somebody actually texts me,
yep.
All right, there. I stuck it in chat. Because it is not going green mom. There is one that is going green mom.
Okay.
And
copy and the
unfortunately, it is me, but I don't have access to the account that it's attached to, so I lost the page as well.
You look different in that picture.
I don't have glasses on.
Oh, that's what it is. Can you see me? How many fingers do I have up?
4.
See, you better get another prescription. No, the channel I wanted to shout out was mine. I know a lot of people in this chat right now. I just put up another video, a little short. Did you see it? Oh, you didn't see it yet, you said.
I did not see it.
It's just a collage of pictures from the last year of some of the lives and other stuff. It's just like 5 minutes long. And I put it to music from my son and I's band. But I also put up, I'm going live, like I said, an hour and 10 minutes. And I got a thumbnail, a clickbait thumbnail that I think everybody will find amusing. Did you see it?
I did not. I've been live.
Okay. Well, I put that up this morning. So you should have got notification.
So this morning I was actually putting the video, I was making the video that I premiered before this live. And then I was in Roy and Becky's.
Oh, were you? Oh, I forgot to go to Roy and Becky's today.
I
always hang out there in the morning. I was watching Paula's non-content video. I didn't watch it the other day when she was on, so I've been watching that all this morning. And then I watched DJ and Amy's game thing.
That was actually a lot of fun.
I've only got halfway through it, so I haven't watched it all. So don't tell me anymore.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, so Dale, it's from my experience, it seems like I can text Canada on Visible for free, but it seems like it costs them unless they have a specific plan that allows them to text us for free.
I have my plan is only Canada, and when I text Lucretia, we were texting back and forth about a few times, maybe 6 or 7 messages in total between the two of us. The bill was $37.
Yikes!
Yeah, it was ridiculous because I was roaming. You know what roaming is? Roaming is if I come into the
Yeah, my kids wouldn't have any clue because they've never dealt with it.
Yeah.
Trying to explain to my kids what long distance calling has been difficult.
Really?
Like, they can understand the concept of the corded phones because they've seen them. But the idea that they couldn't just pick up the phone and call whoever they wanted to.
Yeah.
without it costing them so much per minute just seems ludicrous to them.
Strange to them. So you don't have a landline in your house?
So I do not. I have a house phone that is actually tied to my internet.
Yeah.
Through, I want to say GoDaddy, and that's not it.
GoDaddy. Yeah, no, we have a landline, but the only person that ever called us on it was my wife's mother, and she passed away a few years ago, and the thing barely rings now.
Oh, so I have a very easy solution for that. I got my
disconnect it. Get rid of it.
I got my quote unquote landline. Basically when I started leaving the kids home alone while I was at work.
Yeah.
That way. No, they were not 5.
Oh, that's good.
But like I just worked up the road about 2 miles, maybe 3. But anyway, whatever it was, I was fairly close, and they did. I stalled as long as I possibly could on getting them cell phones. So I got the house phone, so if they had any issues, they could.
Kitty?
There goes some more ice.
Oh, I thought it was a kitty.
No, I'm thawing out my freezer.
Ah.
So they could call me at work, and thank goodness I did, because there was one time I had gotten a hammock and it was set up in my bedroom, and my daughter had flipped herself out of it upside down and hit her head on the bar on it, and my son was like, I'm not sure she's okay. I hightailed it out of my office.
Did your son get video of it?
No.
Oh, that's great content, stuff like that.
That was way, way, way before any of us were on YouTube.
Oh. Why did you have a hammock in your bedroom? That is strange.
I'd gotten a hammock and the kids wanted to have it set up, and
like a tent sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean, it was it had its own stand. I didn't really have anywhere I could put it outside, because I'd have to put it up and take it down every time. And apparently Paula can text the US all the time and it doesn't cost her any extra.
I text the US all the time and it doesn't cost me any extra. Well, that's the thing. See, my phone is ported to an actual address in Saskatchewan, because Ontario rates here are the most costly in the world. Ontario has the highest cell phone rates. So my wife and I have our phones, and my son's, ported to addresses in Saskatchewan. It's completely legal, and it's half the cost.
Nice.
Yeah.
So
16 gigs or $20 or something.
Fun fact, we moved to Indiana when I was 13. I spent most of my teenage years paying off phone bills from calling Tennessee. But I could also, like, there was a period of time in there before the whole cell phone thing took off, because they weren't very common. Even to call across the lake was long distance. So even to call local friends, I was having to pay long distance.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember being a little kid, 10, 12 years old, and the family would get together and we'd call my aunt and uncle in Florida from Toronto. And it was such a big deal. We'd all take turns and be like, come on, you want to get a minute? Because it was so expensive to call people from Canada down to Florida. But now you send a text and it's 2 seconds.
You're right.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I did drop the link for my Facebook page in chat, so you can grab that. It comes into, I've got Messenger on. It might not be on the YouTube phone. I may have deleted it because I needed the space for processing a video.
Oh, really?
My YouTube phone is getting to be about useless because it won't, I don't know. It seems to not have enough memory to process anything. Even when I delete everything. So
where are the cheapest rates, do you think, in the US for phone service?
it really kind of depends on where you're at and what service is good.
Yeah.
I am currently using Visible, and with Party Pay, once you get 4 phones sort of connected, and they don't have to all be yours, you're down to $25 a month.
For how many gigs?
Unlimited. I was going to say, I don't know if Roy and Becky are still in here. They could probably give you more exact answers on that.
Well, I won't worry about it until I start going down to the States.
It's unthrottled. It's not as fast as some carriers, but it's Verizon towers that they work off of.
Yeah.
And then I know out like in the Northeast, I know a few people use something called Ting.
Ding.
Yeah, and that seems to be even cheaper yet. I think they're paying $10 or $15 a month for 2 phones.
They also Sprint is that absolutely sucked as a carrier. I'm glad they're gone now.
I know Mint works off of AT&T towers.
When my wife and I come to the States, like through Buffalo, we just go to one of the phone places and we buy the little SIM card and use that for the weekend. It's like $5 for the weekend. $5 each for the weekend, unlimited. I wonder why it doesn't cost her anything.
What I would be interested in.
Who's your carrier, Paula? Sorry, Megan.
No, you're fine. I would be interested to know if anybody has Visible phones and goes out of the country, if they can still use their phone just the same way. Because, you know, if eventually we can go up there and visit people, I would like to, but
you'll start roaming though. That's a problem with your phone, right? You'll have to get a Canadian plan.
So that's the thing, like the Visible, and honestly, it was the same way with Straight Talk.
Oh,
all of the stuff that says it's going to charge you extra.
I gotta go get my dog in. I'm right back. Sorry.
Well.
Oh, you're already in. What are you doing? What?
Yeah, like T-Mobile and AT&T are really hit or miss in this area. Even a matter of a couple of miles, and you can't use one or the other.
Sasktel. That's who Paul's with.
Yeah, I was going to say, I know Straight Talk had international plans. I haven't heard anything about Visible having international plans, though. But, like, a lot of the stuff, like, where it'll say, text this number, this, and it'll be like, this might cost you extra. Those never cost extra on the MVNOs because they're prepaid and there's no way to really do that.
What's an MVNO?
The cheaper ones that basically get discounted rates from the larger suppliers.
The no-name brands?
Yeah, like Visible and Straight Talk. Okay, guys, it is 4:04.
Where are we going?
We are going to go to In the Kitchen with Karen.
Kitchen? I'm not hungry. Actually, I got to go make dinner, and then I'm on in an hour.
I was going to say, if you look at some of the stuff on her channel, you will get hungry again. I promise you.
In the Kitchen with who?
In the Kitchen with Karen. She is a channel I have been watching here lately and talking to, and she is getting into the live streaming. She did a pop-up one, I think, over the weekend, and then she is.
Oh yeah, I'm subbed to her.
So
I wonder if she
anyway,
makes meatloaf.
she should be live right now.
Yep, she's live.
So
I'm first in the house. I'm first in the house. No, I'm not. Like 28 people already there.
Oh wow.
Okay,
And
cool.
then
Well,
I will
thanks for
see
having
you
me up.
guys. I will see you guys over at Lance's at 5.
Oh, thanks. I hope everybody can make it. Don't be late. Be there, be
Bye, guys.
square. Bye.